Afternoon. Here's an update on how everything is growing in the outside garden. So, this used to be my strawberry tower area, but they were not as successful as I wanted them to be in those little planters. So, I have since moved them. And so now this will be my hardening off area, the area where I will get my plants used to being outside. Here is an update on the ranunculus plants, and as you can see, they are doing well. Here is I'm trying to think, the other one. Oh, there's the other ranunculus there, and here's the other one. I had to move them away from my larger container because I needed to connect it to my drainage system so it could receive adequate watering. Here are the pansies. I'm glad to see that my turnip and mustard greens have revived themselves because I was concerned about them. Some snapdragons that are hanging in there. Some bachelor buttons. I have mixed feelings now about bachelor buttons because I've learned that they can be invasive and they're not necessarily the best flowers for the garden, and there are some alternatives that are good for the pollinators. I am going to continue to, oh goodness, needs some water, let these grow for now, but something else will be going in this container. There is some spinach that definitely needs to be harvested. First time growing that. And then one little lettuce remains. I had some lettuce here, but the frost and the cold temperatures impacted it, because even though lettuce is a cool weather crop, it's not a freezing crop. So the lettuce that was in there, it didn't do well, so I ended up putting it in my compost bin. But here's some that did well. Here are some snapdragons that have been consistent and doing well over the winter. Here is that tower that I was referring to. And so now my goal is to use it as an herb tower. And so my plan is to put some sort of stool or something here to hold it up. And that way I'm hoping I can keep my herbs separate from the other parts of my garden. The herbs were going to go here. So here's my cilantro, here's some calendula, but I think I would prefer it more in one of these, but we'll see. Here's my lavender. It seems to still be doing good. I grew it last summer from seed and it took a while to grow. Here are my beets. I believe these older leaves did take a hit from the frost, but these seem to be doing better. Here's my cabbage. As you can see, there's some damage with the outer leaves and some damage here. This is my first time growing a cabbage, so I was excited to see the process of growing it. And then here is some garlic that I planted, and as you can see, it is growing very well. These are some flowers. I think this was a mixed variety of wildflowers. I can't remember, but for the most part, they've done well over winter. I don't know how well they would do. Well, I mean, they survived over winter, so I guess they'll do well into spring and summer. So I'll just leave those there for now, unless, well, I do need to find a place to plant my stock flowers. And I was wondering where that place would be. And this may be the place for my stock, unless the spacing guidelines for stock inhibit that, but we'll see. Here's a blueberry plant, and it seems to have done well over winter. It seems to still be alive from the color, so I'm just gonna let it be. Here's my strawberry area over here, which used to be in those, which I got those from Dollar Tree, but I have since put them in here. And these were some bare root ones. I explained the process of planting them in a prior video, and so they seem to be doing well, so I'm excited about that. Here are my collard greens. They definitely need to be harvested. And as you can see, the garlic in there is doing well. Some more snapdragons. And here are some more pansies. From what I've learned, pansies are more of a cool weather crop. And so, I don't know, between the frost that we've had and some of the warmer temps, the fluctuation between those two extremes, that may be the issue they're looking this way, but I'll have to do some more research on that. Here is my other collard green bed, and I need to go ahead and harvest because this looks like it's about to seed. And so I definitely need to harvest these. This is my first time growing collard greens, so I definitely need to harvest and cook those. Here is my compost bin. So I came out here earlier today and there were a few gnats flying around here, and that bothered me. And then I thought about it because, you know, I put like food scraps, so old fruit or veggies, and with a mixture of like some soil as well as my browns, which would be my leaves. And so I did some research, and it was like, make sure you turn it. Make sure, you know, the fruit and stuff is not exposed. And that's something that I didn't do. You know, I feel like I should have known better, basically. And so I came out here and I turned it, watered it. And then the other recommendation was, if you put your, you know, food scraps out here, make sure to put your brown leaves on top. And so I did that, and that helped to help with that issue. The final update I want to give is on this rain barrel. So I've had it for a while now, and my final review is it's a no for me. But I have to continue to use it for now until I come up with another solution. But I believe it is because of the hole here. But it doesn't, even though we've had some rains, it doesn't feel as I would expect it to. FILL feel. And so I've been having to use my water hose to fill it a little bit so that my drainage system can work like it needs to. And so that's concerning for me, especially, you know, when the summertime comes and it's going to be hot. Yes, I don't mind filling it with my water hose, but the ultimate goal is to use rainwater because it's better for my garden than the water from my water hose. And so right now, until I find a different solution, I may just have to make this hole bigger and put a larger screen here, and that may be the solution. But I think my primary issue is the size of this hole, so I am going to figure that out as well. But that's an update on the garden. I'm so excited about the upcoming spring, hearing the birds in the morning. And so I am just working to prepare myself for that. So yeah. And so once we do some more work out here, I will give another update. Oh, another thing I want to mention is I am not in love with this framing here, and I'm going to have to figure this out too, because the heat was extreme last year. And so I'm gonna have to figure that out for my plants that love heat but not extreme heat, because I finally found the shade that will work, but I'm not liking the look of these PVC pipes over here. And so I want to figure that out too, as well as a little gate or something that can go here to keep my little doggies out. I thought about doing something here, you know, some type of fencing here. But then when I thought about it, I was like, but I love being able to see through the fence and seeing my garden. And so if I remove that, that's another topic of conversation. But if I remove that, then I won't be able to see through it like I do here. So those are other things that I have time to work on, but I need to work on and identify some solutions to those things. So that is the end of the update. You know, over here, I am always learning as I grow, and I thank you for following along with me. And if you have any questions or anything, make sure to leave a comment, and I will make sure to answer. All right, as always, chat with you soon.